Everybody. Shalom, shalom, my people. It's your brother Yaakov or your brother Woodrow, whichever one you prefer. I know it's been a minute and I surely apologize for that, but just wanted to read a couple scriptures and a couple translations, something that was on my mind. That's all right with y'all. Let's get into it. I like to call this one Watch Your Mouth. And we're going to start with Proverbs 29 and 11. A fool uttereth all his mind, but a wise man keepeth it in till afterwards. The International Standard Version reads it like this. The fool vents all his feelings, but the wise person keeps them to himself. God's Word translation says, a fool expresses all his emotions, but a wise person controls them. Proverbs 13 and 3. He that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life, but he that openeth wide his lips shall have destruction. The Christian Standard Bible says, the one who guards his mouth protects his life. The one who opens his lips invites his own ruin. God's Word translation says, whoever controls his mouth protects his own life. Whoever has a big mouth comes to ruin. Let's go to another one. Proverbs 21 and 23. Whoso keepeth his mouth and his tongue keepeth his soul from troubles. The one who guards his mouth and tongue keeps himself out of trouble. That's how the Christian Standard Bible breaks it down. Good News Translation says, if you want to stay out of trouble, be careful what you say. New Living Translation says, watch your tongue, keep your mouth shut, and you will stay out of trouble. Simple enough, right? Like that. Proverbs 18 and 6. A fool's lips enter into contention, and his mouth calleth for strokes. Man, that's heavy. That's serious right there. I don't want to be that person. New Living Translation breaks it down like this. A fool's words get them into constant quarrels. They are asking for a beating. Berean Study Bible says, a fool's lips bring him strife, and his mouth invites a beating. God's Word translation. By talking, a fool gets into an argument, and his mouth invites a beating. Sirach Ecclesiasticus 20:20. One very near and dear to me. I've experienced this before. A wise sentence shall be rejected when it cometh out of a fool's mouth, for he will not speak it in due season. The Good News Translation says, nobody takes a proverb seriously when some fool quotes it at the wrong time. Now, that's something that I've been guilty of, especially when I first came into the truth. Had something that my uncle used to call zeal, but not according to knowledge. Like I was very excited, but I ain't have no sense of time and place. When was a good time, good place to drop some knowledge? We'd be sitting at a cookout, and I want to just share with everybody what I know while they try and dance and enjoy the music and stuff like that. So time and place is very important for real. Nothing more important than the word ever, but sometimes it's a time, like I'm gonna tell y'all this one example. I was riding with somebody, and that's back when before we had Google Maps and stuff on our phone. We had like MapQuest and maps, like real maps that you be riding with, or people would just write down directions. So I'm telling a sister, a homegirl of mine at the time, I'm telling her the way because I don't drive, I never have. So it's my job to sit and to be the wing person and tell her which way we going or whatever. So it just got so good to me, like a breakdown that I had just heard of some scriptures on a particular subject was so good to me that I just wanted to share that with her. And she was like, that's good, that's real good, but we about to hit this light and I need to know, do I need to keep going straight or if I should, bang a left or bang a right? So can you please look in them directions? And I was like so serious and so ready to tell her what I had learned that I was just like, see, so I know you ain't gonna make it. I'm trying to tell you about the good news, and you sitting here asking me about a left or a right. That's all right. Don't worry about it. And I really at that time thought I was justified in being like that. But the more I learned about time and place. Very, very important things to know about, you know. Let's get another one. Well, let's get another verse. This is in the same Sirach chapter 20. This is verse 7. A wise man will hold his tongue till he see opportunity. That's what I didn't do. I didn't wait till I seen opportunity. When we trying to make that turn and see where we going, wasn't the right opportunity to trying to be dropping knowledge. So let's get it again. A wise man will hold his tongue until he see opportunity, but a babbler and a fool will regard no time. Good news says a wise person will not speak until the right moment, but a bragging fool doesn't know when that time is. And I kind of was bragging because I was just so excited to know what I knew, that I just was like babbling it out, like I couldn't hold it in, I couldn't keep it to myself, but time and place. This is the Common English Bible. Wise people keep silent until the proper moment, but those who swagger and are senseless will miss their right moment. Those who talk excessively will be loathed, and those who pretend to have authority will be hated. And let's see what swagger means, because it's not the same like when we talking about people these days. Well, I don't even know if people still say that, but a couple years ago people would say they had swag and swagger and stuff. But I think it's totally different from that meaning of it. So let's see what the dictionary says. It says swagger: to walk or behave in a very confident and typically arrogant or aggressive way. As a noun, is a very confident and typically arrogant or aggressive gait or manner. So I guess it's the same, like just, walking, being very confident and behaving like you think you the stuff for real. So I don't know. I don't think I was arrogant. I hope I wasn't, but the rest of it definitely fits the example that I gave. This is James 1:19. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. New Living Translation says, understand this, my dear brothers and sisters. You must all be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to get angry. Proverbs 29:20 says, seest thou a man that is hasty in his words? There is more hope for a fool than for him. New Living Translation says, there is more hope for a fool than for someone who speaks without thinking. This is Sirach chapter 5, verses 10 and 11. Be steadfast in thy understanding, and let thy word be the same. Be swift to hear, and let thy life be sincere, and with patience give answer. If thou hast understanding, answer thy neighbor. If not, lay thy hand upon thy mouth. I don't even think we need to go to another translation for that. Lay your hand upon your mouth. Shut up. Simple as that. This is Sirach 33:4. Prepare what to say, and so thou shalt be heard. Bind up instruction, and then make answer. Good News Translation says, prepare what you're going to say, and people will listen to you. Use what you have learned before you start talking. And I'm going to end it on that one. And it's so crazy because, like, it's some people who can, just they know so much that they can just rattle everything off the top of their head. And there's other people like me who, before I come before y'all, I will sit and prepare, sometimes for days, what I'm going to talk about when I get in front of y'all. And I had somebody say that, like, if you have to write down what you're going to say or have to prepare it, then that means that the spirit ain't in you and all that type of stuff. But I find it funny that the scriptures say contrary right there. Like, everybody's not the same. Just like when people rapping, like, you got some people who don't write their raps down. You got other people who will go in and write their stuff on their phone. I know when I was doing music, I would text myself my lyrics and then go in the booth and read it off my phone or whatever. But some people do go in and freestyle. Like, everybody's different. Just like they say, can the hand say to the eye that you're not part of the body because you don't do exactly as I do? You don't perform the same function that I do. We all different members of the same body. So, like that competition spirit or that spirit where one person trying to down one person because they not doing it the way they do it. It's all in the book. So I just wish that we all, you know, just understand each other's gifts and talents and applaud each other and support each other and encourage each other as opposed to tearing each other down. And it's definitely shout out to all the ones who do support and who do show love, you know, like the same ones that I show a lot of love to. My same teachers that I grew up looking at and watching and stuff, and even some of the new people that I'm becoming to know and coming to be familiar with, you know, like shout out to all of y'all. You know, my brother Abaya and 12 Nation, my brother New Breed, my brother Kazak Ya, you know, my brother Johanna, who was on here before me and encouraged me to actually get on here and start doing this for real. Like, just love that everybody, my brother Laman Yahoo, my brother Malak Yosef, all of y'all, my sister, my beloved one who sent me this lovely sweatshirt that says Obey Yah, and it gives Exodus 19:5. That's about obeying Yah and being a peculiar nation of people. You know, just much love to everybody who take the time to watch these videos. Like, I'd be surprised when people be telling me, I saw you on YouTube, because I don't really, you know, like do anything to let people know that they up. I just put them, do them, and figure whoever the Spirit wants to see them, he'll direct them to them. And that's basically how I've been doing it. So, like, for everybody that's been watching, everybody who does watch, thank y'all so much. May the Most High continue to bless and keep all of us, especially in these wild times that we in. And like that song said that came on, shout out to my brothers the Shadows who helped me to come up with that song that I played at the top of the program. And my brothers, and congratulations on that nomination too, man. That's big. That's powerful, man. It's people who doing the will and the work of the Most High that get even looked at by the Grammy board. That's huge. Like, much love to y'all, brothers. And on that note, I'm gonna say shalom, and I'm gonna get on out of here. Peace, y'all. Every time I push this button, you always egg up in front of company and don't never want to cut off.